So I thought I'd do a bit of an interesting video, just because we have this area modeled in DCS. I figured it would be a good place to kind of show this, or at least I think it's interesting. So we're out here at Groom Lake, or outside of Groom Lake. We're at about the approximate border along the main entrance road, where they put up signs that basically say do not drive past here. So to show you that, we're about right here. And this is the main road into Groom Lake. So you can see this extends off of the main highway up here, west of Alamo. You get buses that go in here with the workers. Apparently they have a parking lot somewhere around Alamo where they all park and the bus picks them up. The so-called back entrance to the complex is right here, southwest of Rachel. Anyways. So this is the main road here. This is looking back towards Alamo. So now we are inside the restricted area. So now the road goes up a bit of a hill here. And curves around. This is the main gate, guard shack for Groom Lake. You can see ED actually did model it here. If you even attempted to get here, you would be being held at gunpoint right now. So you can see obviously these are kind of set up as, in real life they have, camera towers and all sorts of sensors to monitor the area. That road goes up a hill there, that's a good observation point for the guards. And that road kind of follows the perimeter as well. So now we're going to keep following this. I'll probably fast forward the video for quite a bit of this, but there's something else really interesting we're going to find here. Okay, so we're going to deviate from the main road here and turn northeast and follow this small gravel road. And what's interesting was, in the late 1800s, a family claimed 400 acres out here long before there was ever an Air Force complex or government property, and they built a mine. So in the early 50s, when the government started buying up all this land and building the site, this family managed to hold on to their property and basically had 400 acres of their own property inside the restricted area of Groom Lake. And they were still allowed to visit. And so presumably how that would work is you would call someone and tell them you were going to visit your property, and they would arrange for that, and you would drive through the main gate and they would check you out and you were allowed to go to your property. So I've set up a few buildings here just to approximate the mine that they had. Now in 1954, their mill used to process the ore was destroyed when an Air Force jet dropped its external fuel tank right on top of it. Supposedly accidentally, probably not. So since 1954, they hadn't been able to mine anything, but they still owned the property, and they were still allowed to visit. The large building over there is to approximate the location of where their mill was. So it's obviously quite unusual to have private property inside a very restricted military space like this. And as you can see, it has a clear view of the facility. We are about 6 miles from the base. Keep in mind the closest publicly legal viewpoint of Area 51 or Groom Lake is Tikaboo Peak, and it's about 26 miles, I believe. So you can see this is a quite unique location. Now supposedly, anytime the family was here visiting the property, the Air Force would have to suspend operations, at least outdoor operations, so the family couldn't see anything that they were testing or whatever. But I believe it was 2015, the Air Force basically said, okay, that's enough, we're kicking you guys off the property, we're giving you $2.some million for it. And the families rejected their offer. Air Force came back, offered them $5.2 million, and the family still rejected their offer, and that was the last offer the Air Force was willing to give them, and basically let them visit one last time and kicked them off without any compensation. The family claims they've had independent appraisers appraise the land for $44 million to well over $100 million, and so who knows if that's true. But they were offered 5.2, rejected the offer, kicked off, didn't get any money. So I believe they're still trying to appeal it. I'm not exactly sure how that's going, but as you can see, it's definitely a unique situation. You can find pictures of the property. There are a couple that have the base in the background. There are no close-up shots that I'm aware of the base, because that's probably highly illegal. The Air Force claims for the money it cost them hundreds of millions into the billions of dollars for the time that they would have to shut down any time the family was visiting the property. So, anyways, I thought that was a neat piece of history.